Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Box Office Talk. This is the show where I break down what happened at the box office, see if my predictions for the top 5 are correct, then make predictions for next week's top 5. So let's get right on into it. Last week, I predicted that number 1 would be Joker, number 2 would be Abominable, number 3 would be Downton Abbey, number 4 would be Hustlers, and number 5 would be It Chapter 2, and I got all 5 of my predictions right. Thank God. It's been a while, but it really was kind of an easy weekend to predict. In fact, a bunch of you got your predictions right, so here's the montage of people who got it right. Alright, enough of that. Time to go on with the overall top 10. Number 1 was, of course, Joker, actually overperforming a little bit. Originally, it was estimated to make around $80 million, and some people were speculating that it would go under that because of all the fear of going to the movies over this movie, but it actually made $93 million this weekend, and domestically and worldwide, that is the highest opening weekend for an October release, outgrossing the Venom opening that happened last year, which is obviously very exciting to think about. The budget was kept relatively low. It says it's kind of sitting at around 55 million to 70, somewhere around there, but worldwide it is already sitting at 234 million, so whichever budget you pick, it really already has doubled it and has made a lot more than that, which is obviously something to be really excited about, not just for people who are fans of this movie, but since this is a comic book film that is taking a really big risks, it could encourage the thought of taking more risky movies, comic book movies especially, and putting them out there because there is still an interest to see them. It's not just seeing R-rated comedies like Deadpool or an R-rated Logan film. Stuff like The Joker can be made, and a lot of people will still go out and support it. So this is actually something that I think is really exciting to think about for the future of movies. That is, if studios decide to take more risks because of this. Number 2, we have Abominable making $12 million, adding to a domestic total of $37 million. It didn't drop a whole lot. Like, it actually managed to stay a little bit above the 50% margin since it opened with $20 million last weekend. So that's pretty good, but worldwide it is only sitting at $76 million, and it's still very low on the other DreamWorks animation domestic and worldwide run charts. Domestically, it is $13 million from outgrossing the El Dorado DreamWorks movie. It was able to outgross the Sinbad one by $11 million, so that's pretty good, but it's still like in the bottom 3 as far as the domestic chart goes, and worldwide it is literally in last place, but it is about 100,000 away from outgrossing El Dorado, so it's about to move up a little bit in the worldwide chart, but either way you look at it, it is not a very good look for DreamWorks Animation. Although they were able to cross their $75 million budget worldwide by $1 million, they still need to double that. So hopefully, maybe for them, they will be able to by in the next couple weeks, but domestically, it's not looking all that good. Number 3, we have Downton Abbey making $8 million, adding to a domestic total of $73 million. Worldwide, it is sitting at $135 million, which is obviously fantastic for the fans of this show and for people that saw this movie and really enjoyed it and were spreading the word. Maybe give it a chance. Even if you haven't seen the show, maybe you'll still appreciate it. I've heard some reviews kind of say that you might get some appreciation for it even if you haven't seen the show, so that could be encouraging more people to kind of go check it out. Number 4, we have Hustlers making $6 million, adding to a domestic total of $91 million. Domestically, it is in the top 3 highest grossing STX films. It is behind The Upside's domestic run of $108 million and Bad Moms' $113. Worldwide, it is sitting at $110 million, which is obviously something to be really excited about because it's right outside the top 5 STX films as far as the worldwide charts go. It's right behind Upside's $122 million, and then Bad Moms Christmas $130, The Foreigners $145, Bad Moms is $183, and Valerian's $225 million run. I don't think Hustlers is obviously going to get the number 1 spot for either domestic or worldwide at this point, but it's still been really great to see it make as much money as it can, because honestly, I really wasn't expecting all that much, but thanks to the high praise and word of mouth, this movie is having really great longevity. Number 5, we have It Chapter 2 making $5 million, adding to a domestic total of $202 million. Worldwide, it is sitting at $436 million. Not only is that $64 million away from getting to $500 million worldwide, which is really great, but worldwide it is about $33 million away from outgrossing Stephen King's other adaptation, The Green Mile. And I actually do think it will be able to do that and then get into the top 2 highest grossing domestic and worldwide with the first It film. It's still not going to outgross that first It film, but the fact that it's about to outgross The Green Mile worldwide is something to be proud of at least. Number 6, we have Ad Astra making $4.5 million, adding to a domestic total of $43 million. Worldwide, it is sitting at $111 million. So each time it is getting a little bit closer to its goal, which is doubling that $100 million budget. But I honestly it's not going to get there. I don't think that Worldwide is all of a sudden going to get like a big boom and it's going to double that $100 million budget, unfortunately, because this is a kind of bold, kind of risk-taking movie, and a lot of people really appreciate it for that. So the fact that it's kind of flopping right now must be a big upset for a lot of people. At number 7, we have Judy at the same spot as last weekend, making $4.4 million, adding to a domestic total of $8 million. It's still not looking very good, but it also isn't looking that good that the budget hasn't been released yet. Still, I've checked the numbers, and Wikipedia and Box Office Mojo, they don't have an official budget released, but either way you look at it, it's still not making the money that it needs. I know that it's in limited release, so obviously not everyone's going to get it, and it also doesn't have the biggest marketing push that I have seen, but it's kind of disappointing to see that this movie isn't doing as well nonetheless, since it does have a big Oscar push for Renee Zellweger after all. Number 8, we have Rambo Last Blood, making $3 million, adding to a domestic total of $39 million. $3 million behind Rambo 4, so I think it definitely will get there by next weekend. Worldwide, it is sitting at $64 million, which is still $49 million off from Rambo 4 worldwide. So domestically, I think it's about to outdo Rambo 4 at least, but worldwide, I don't think it's going to get any more further than that in the Rambo series chart. I think it's just a complete dud, and I'm glad that this is called Last Blood, because I think this really does need to be the last Rambo film. Number 9, we have War, a movie I've never heard of because it was released in another country, making $1 million, adding to a domestic total of $2 million on a budget of I'm not really sure. So yay for this movie. Sometimes you get weird movies like this that are coming from other countries that play here in the United States, and that managed to get into the top 10, which is actually really great to see. It's just I don't know much about them. Moving on to number 10, we have Good Boys, making $900,000, dipping out of the million range, adding to a domestic total of $82 million nonetheless. Worldwide, it is sitting at $107 million. So I have nothing else to really add about Good Boys' success. I'm just really happy that it was able to make this much money. I didn't really expect that much to begin with, but it actually really knocked it out of the park during its domestic and worldwide run. So that's really fantastic to see, and they ended it off really good. Now it's time for the fun part, the predictions for next week's top 5. I'm going to go with number 1 being Joker, then number 2, Gemini Man, number 3, The Addams Family, number 4, Jexy, and number 5, Abominable. But what are your predictions for next week's top 5? Leave them in the comments below, and as always, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe. I'm Jackson Fulcher. See you guys next time.